Aloha. Yeah. So, my book is titled "Becoming Celestial Soulmates" by Trafford R. Cole. And one thing that I want to share is when he talked about that a gardener knows knows that certain plants grow better when they are planted together, right? And whether you plant mint with beside the beans or carrots beside the onions, they are symbiosis. Symbiosis means that they each gain from each other. Yeah. So in in this part, let me get this thing. Let me draw two plants over here. I'll just draw a flower. And yeah, and for these plants, in order for these plants to grow, they need certain things. First of all, they need good, deep soil. And in the soil, it needs to have nutrients, right? Should have nutrients, and good or proper amount of acidity. Of course, both need or space and air to grow, because these plants shouldn't suffocate each other. And other thing is, of course, what other plants need is sunshine. Let's do sun over here, sunshine, and finally, the last thing that these plants need to grow is water. I'll just draw over here water. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, this is our general things that plants need to in order for them to grow, right? And in the book, they liken this whole thing as marriage of two people, like two people like coming together, and as like in marriage, as like here in plants, um, marriage needs to have good soil, right? There has to be soil of commitment. Yeah, like in it, like the soil as a commitment. And second, it has to have like the water. Water is like in a relation as water of respect. Respect. And lastly, sunshine. Sunshine is like into love and affection. Love and affection. Yeah. And of course, like here in the plants, we need they need to have nutrients, and what in the book, nutrients is likened to communication and romance. And of course, like acidity over here, you need to have a proper amount of acidity. In our relationship, it needs to have like not too much acidity, or what we call toxicity from each other. And yeah, I think this is super good. And from all of this, while I was reading it, the thing that pops in my head is the word love. Like, and there's a question over here, like, what do you think about love? And some, I started thinking about it, and love is, at first, love is I thought it was the emotion that I feel inside, the emotion that I feel towards a person. And as I was reading, like, it says there that love is not an emotion. So people assume that love is something, right? And it says here that there's two fallacies um, of love, which is love, that people assume what love is. So love is an emotion first. And second, love is triggered by external events. Yeah. So it says in the book that love, how people think about these two things, but it is not totally true. Love is an emotion, it is a feeling, and love is triggered by external events. So in the book it says there like about emotions. So what are emotions? It says there that emotions is ephemeral. What is ephemeral? I looked it up, and it says ephemeral. It means like they come and go, they change and mutate, and they never last very long. And from this meaning, is it safe to assume that love is temporary, or is love doesn't last forever? And from that definition, I think we can agree to disagree, right? That love is not just an emotion, and it just points out like love is more deeper than feeling or any emotion. And in the book, it shared one of the shared some a solution or an equation like on what love is, and I want to share it to everyone. So it says here that emotion plus the same thoughts of that emotion is equal to feeling. And then feelings plus actions plus perception is equal to attitude. And then attitude paired with complex and abstract issues is equal to belief. Yeah. So this is one of the equations that he shared. It says here that emotion plus thoughts is equal to feelings, and feelings plus actions plus perception is attitude, and attitude compared paired with complex plus abstract issues is equal to belief. There's a quote in a book. It says that love then is not just an emotion, but describes a whole set of attitudes toward a person that influence perception and behaviors. Love is a belief that leads to behaviors that conform to that belief. So I really like this one because it talks about love, and I think love is a really big thing. It should be a really big thing in our lives. And what's the connection of love and peace building? I think peace builders should be fueled with love. It should be everyone should be driven by love. And I think if it's not the case, like we like how can we do it effectively, right? Like how can you see a person as a person? How can you not judge a person? How can you help them if you don't love what you're doing? It's just, I feel like it will be like just a burden for it will be a burden. And yeah, I think kids, as a student, I know that if I go back to the Philippines, I'm from the Philippines. If I go back to the Philippines, I won't be able to do this path of care of being a peace building. But one thing I'm sure of is I will be able to apply all the things that I've learned in our classes, and and I think in order in order for you to be in order for you to be effective in doing this kind of stuff is um, you need to be driven by love. And as a peace builder, yeah, I think we need to be able to love ourselves, not just ourselves but also other people, and we need to like um, do this every day to be very effective. And yeah, that's what I want to share. That everyone make sure that let us be driven by love. And yeah, that's my message.